Hello, welcome to the 6th season of the Canto Online Hackathon. I'm Robin Whitney. I am a contributor for Canto, and I've been kicking off these hackathons for 6 months now, and we're going to keep them going. I'm joined here by an excellent panel of DeFi native judges from across the crypto ecosphere. Let me just take this off screen really quick, and we'll do some intros. I'm just going to call out some names, and if you could give a quick intro for the community and who you are and welcome. Let's start with Peter Lemonade.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Peter. I sometimes LARP as a animated glass of lemonade on Twitter. I've been working on on-chain apps since 2018 for Augur, Index Coop, and most recently Rabbit Hole, and just recently started a Canto Commons cluster called the Canto 49ers. It's a bit early, and I'm not a super morning person where I'm from, so excuse my sleepiness right now.
No, it's all good. I love that you LARP as a glass of lemonade. It's perfect for Canto culture. And then on the clusters, yeah, Canto Commons just launched, so anyone can form a really great contribution cluster. Check out canto.build for more details. Psyched that you're one of the first. Zach.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Zach Cole. I am a Canto contributor, CTO at Slingshot Finance as well. And thank you for joining us.
Thanks for making it. Always a treat to have Zach on as a judge, the OG judge. Hammer.
What's up, y'all? This is Hammer. I'm a shit poster and yield farmer. Been playing around on Canto since the start, pretty much. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, welcome. Weso.
I'm Weso. I'm a developer and head of strategic partnerships at Beefy. We've been on Canto for I think almost a few months now. Love it here. Love the vibe. And excited to judge.
We're glad to have you. Colin.
Hi, Colin. I'm a developer working on Alto as well as Canto Inu and a bunch of other stupid stuff, mostly on Canto, but happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Maya.
Hi, I've been in crypto for a long time, mostly as an angel investor, but I'm also looking for the palms to connect all the Cantos too.
Perfect. Ray, formerly known as Shannon.
That's right. Hi, everyone. I'm Ray. I'm a crypto writer who loves breaking down complicated ideas into simple and easy to follow blogs or threads. I also shitpost, so Hammer, shout out to you. But yeah, that's it about me.
Cool. We're glad to have you. I believe you're also leading a cluster.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm also leading a cluster called CMRD. Thanks to Scott and Canto, and it focuses on mechanism design.
Cool. Looking forward to see what comes of that. Welcome. And finally, Blockanelia.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew. I'm a chain checker over at Nonsen. Really big fan of the Canto project and excited to see some of these hackathon projects.
Awesome. Well, welcome and thank you guys so much for taking the time to be a judge on season 6. It's a real treat. I'm just going to do some housekeeping real quick. If you're not familiar, the Canto Online Hackathon has been happening every month for about 6 months. We're in our 6th season now. We're going to keep this going. So if you like what you see or you think you could, you're interested in building on Canto, just check out the co.build and you can apply to hack in the upcoming season. Just real quick, we'll go over the prizes. The overall winner is going to get 100,000 Canto. And then we have category winners in ecosystem support, NFTs, DeFi, and new things that all will receive 40,000 Canto. And at the judge's discretion, there can be a share of 40,000 Canto rewards pool that goes toward any notable build. Judges today are going to be looking for original creativity, innovation, Cantoishness, expertise required, user experience, and sustainability. We get some questions about Cantoishness sometimes. That would be the incorporation of FPI, the free public infrastructure, maybe an interesting use of CSR, contract secured revenue, or just kind of has the vibes that we love to see on Canto, whether it be matrix or identity, etc. All right, well, that is it for housekeeping. Let's just jump right into the first team. This is SAIFU.
The main function of SAIFU is to lock up crypto assets to protect them from yourself. There are many stories of people who bought Ethereum during the ICO and then sold it for like 10 to 20% profit, or those who bought Bored Apes on mint day only to sell them for like 0.5 ETH later on. And what if these people had the option to lock maybe 50 of their 1,000 ETH for 5 years, or even better, if they had the option to set a price target at which those 50 ETH would be released? Well, that's exactly what SAIFU makes possible, and I will now just show you what it can do and how it will help you to protect your assets and how you can even make money in the process. And I will open a new position now and show you how this looks like. Currently, we only support test Canto to lock. Later we will add more tokens. So we have two different modes. The time mode, here you can set the time or the date. So for example, I can choose, let's say, December 2023. I will pick a random day and I will lock one Canto. So you're about to lock one Canto with a target time Friday, December 22 this year for my current wallet. I will check this and create the SAIFU position, and MetaMask will pop up. Accept. And now you can see my new position. Here you can see the date, and here you also see the counter. So I will now do and make a new position, this time in price mode. I will lock one test Canto again with the target price of, let's say, $1 US. So this will lock my one Canto till the price reaches $1. Check this again, create position, accept. Transaction went through, now it's indexing, done. Here, for example, you can see emergency unlock. What is that and what does it do? Let's just take a look at the white paper for that. So here we have a graphic that shows how the system works. The user locks the assets and ideally waits for the target to be reached and gets their assets back, and additionally receives our SAIFU token. However, there's also the option to perform an emergency unlock like you saw before at the positions page. In this case, the user's safe is opened before a target is reached, and then the user only gets 85% of his assets back, and the remaining 15% goes to the SAIFU stakers. So I think we should now take a look at our NFTs. Okay, our SAIFU punks. Here we go. Our SAIFU punks generate our previously mentioned SAIFU utility token. The rarer the punk type, the more SAIFU it produces over a period of 4 years. The more SAIFU tokens you own and stake, the larger your share you get from the penalties paid by the emergency unlockers to access their assets. So yeah, the more punks, the more SAIFU, the more you will earn. So yeah, that was it. And if you have any questions, please just ask, and thank you for listening.
Cool. Well, we have Zulu from the team. Any feedback from the judges?
I have a question. Is there like a minimum or a maximum lock period?
No, it's like completely up to you. You can choose whatever price target or time target you want.
And the 15%, I guess, hit you get if you unlock early is no matter how the length or no matter the length of the locking period?
No, it's 15%. We like I have to say that I'm not the developer, so if it gets too technical, I probably won't be able to answer this. But in this case, we discussed like a way to make it like being 100% at the start and slowly decreasing till the time is reached. But we like in the end we went with the 15% right from the start for the whole time.
I'm curious, who do you see as your ideal user? Obviously, there's people with impulse control, but I'm wondering if there's a product here for, I don't know, giving money to your grandkids one day or something.
Well, I think like the reason why, or the idea comes actually because I kind of need something like this. I usually like have the
good of you to admit. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like that, and usually what I do is like I have a plan, and then not too far after that I kind of stop following my plan, and I think I don't know if anyone would is planning to do that, like to save it for like decades or many years. I'm not sure if people would do that. So I think I'm more like, I think the target group is more like the average player like me, I guess.
I really like how you leaned into like the behavioral psychology angle. I have a question around like Canto-ishness, or like how Canto native is this? Is this live on Canto? Are you thinking about?
Yeah,
Sure.
well, it's currently only on Canto and on the testnet, because I think we can't like put it on the mainnet right now. Yeah, so it's basically Canto only, if that was your question.
Are you guys using CSR?
Yeah, we will. It's not implemented yet. Like I said before, I'm not the developer, but that's definitely something we're going to utilize.
Great. And then also around just like token support, is it just going to be locking up Canto, or do you plan to support, you know?
We actually we plan to support all possible tokens, or I think we will just start with Canto and then add another coins later on.
That's awesome. I like this one. I'm an emotional seller myself. So, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what you continue to develop for this one. Thanks so much, Zulu.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I could have definitely used that at points in my life.
Probably some future points too. Cool. Let's move it right along. We're going to go to the next project, Web3 Hook.
Hello world, Leon here, and this is Web3 Hook, a tool that connects the Web3 ecosystem with the Web2. More specifically, it connects Canto with Zapier. In this example, we're going to create a flow that says whenever there's an event emitted by a certain smart contract, send that message to ChatGPT and filter to see if it's appropriate or not. If the message is not appropriate, do not post it, but if it is appropriate, post it on Twitter. And the best part is this can be done with little to no code. So let's see this in action. So here's the smart contract. It has three parts. The first is the event, so the message, hello. Next is actually calling the function, and third is emitting the event. So this basically says whenever I post a message through this contract, emit that same message out. And we're going to create a message here that says hello world by Leon and a couple exclamation marks. And I'm going to call this function and post this on chain. As this is going on chain, it'll emit the event. The event will then get picked up by Zapier. Zapier will then post it on Twitter. So we'll switch over to Twitter here. We'll give it a few seconds, hit refresh, and you should see the message, the on-chain message, hello world by Leon. And we can verify the transaction here. So this was done about 25 seconds ago. And if I scroll down to logs, you can see if I were to convert this to a readable message, it'll say hello world. So how does this work under the hood? The first step is under Zapier. It listens to events using Web3 hook. Here's the contract address and the ABI and the event. Next, it goes through ChatGPT to filter to see if it's appropriate or not. If the result of the message is flagged, meaning it's inappropriate, then do not continue. But if it is appropriate, continue to Twitter. And here's the message format. So here's the message being posted and the transaction hash. And that's it. This can be done with no code, and it can listen to any event and any transaction. Thanks.
Awesome. We have Leon, the builder, in the chat. Welcome. So you introed yourself to the community kind of as the king of Zapier, but you have kind of an interesting background too, if you can go into it for a quick minute.
Yeah, so I used to work at Shapeshift. I'm an engineer. I used to work Shapeshift, worked at Binance as a researcher. What else did I do? I founded a company called Web3.Unity. So Zach knows about that. Sold that to ChainSafe. I help out at Game7. I do a lot of things. I just lurk. But yeah, I'm more into like no code nowadays and like automation tools. So that's why I'm interested in this.
Yeah, and this one is really appealing to me. I could see all sorts of automated marketing flows for on-chain events. Any quick questions from the judges?
More kind of a comment. It looks really cool. I think in there you can obviously put a lot of stuff in it, so it's just kind of a framework. It would be really cool to see just a simple CSR integration, because obviously, even though you're not pumping through much gas, if people are going to be using it, it's a pretty good way to kind of fund the infrastructure you have on the back end, because I have to imagine you're paying for those ChatGPT calls and the rest of the infrastructure.
Yeah, so all of the infrastructure is based on the user. So if they want to plug in ChatGPT, they have to set up their API account. Okay. So they're paying pennies, for that. I'm not handling any of that. But yeah, the framework.
Okay, so this is something entirely that I, as the service, would set up just based on your infrastructure.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, just copy paste your API keys in, and you're good to go.
Okay, and it's something that's live today.
I have a beta version.
Yeah.
So it'll be live soon. It's really janky on the back end, so I have to fix it up. So yeah, once it's good, it'll be live.
Cool. All right, thanks.
How modular is that? Can I kind of connect it to any event and even put more conditions as to what kind of event I want to publish?
Yeah, like any event from any contract, any transaction from Canto, and you can connect it to any condition. So in that condition, it said if it was flagged, don't tweet it. You can do you can do conditions where it's like, if it's greater than a certain number, do this. If it's less than, do that. So there's tons of conditions, and that's baked into Zapier. I didn't do any of that. It's just part of it. I just did the Web3 part.
No, I meant what conditions of like the on-chain contract. Like, can you actually query it so that only under like transaction under 50 Canto, above 50 Cantos, it'll publish that?
Yeah, all of that's possible.
What about you? Right now it's hooked up to Twitter. Is it possible, like another channel like Discord or something like that, if you wanted to use it as like I'm thinking, coming from like the security side. So like monitoring time lock transactions or something that you have to monitor on the core contracts that, maybe a user would want to know just in case something happens.
Yeah, so
would be useful.
Yeah, great question. So the short answer is you have about 5,000 integrations you can plug into, like over 5,000. So Twitter, Discord, email, text, any Web2 application you can plug into, like Slack, like all that stuff. This came from like a really simple request back in the day. Like I get paid in crypto, and every time I do that to my hardware wallet, I don't get notified. So I have to like go in every so often to get notified. So I built this to kind of just email me or text me, and you can do this with no code. So you have 5,000 plus options you can choose from. Airtable, whatever you want. So for Beefy, it can be like if a trade executes and it goes through, like email this person or tweet and be like, hey, congratulations, so you can do all that stuff.
I'm curious how you're thinking about monetization or like sustainability.
Yeah, so the website has like a 14-day trial, and then after that it's a subscription. So it's like a pay with your credit card, $10, $15 a month, pretty straightforward.
Very cool. Thanks so much, Leon. That it's an awesome project, and it looks like you're building some more stuff in Canto testnet faucet. Anybody? So sounds good. Glad to have you.
Thanks everyone.
We're so close to a fully automated, fully simulated world. I could feel it. Let's move along to the next project. This is Canto Herald.
Hey everybody, this is Alex from the Canto Herald. We aim to be your one-stop shop for all resources and news on the Canto blockchain. We release a weekly newsletter covering all of the latest developments on Canto, be it new projects popping up, protocol upgrades, feature development, you name it. If it happened on Canto, we're here to keep you up to date and keep you informed. Also included are a mixture of metrics, analyses, stats, governance votes, and super hot memes, all surrounding the Canto blockchain. In an ecosystem that's decentralized by design, keeping track of what's going on can prove to be a challenge. So, just as Canto has lots of different methods of getting involved, we like to give our readers a number of different ways to stay informed on their favorite green chain. Subscribe through our link tree to receive each issue directly to your inbox, a few days early, I even might add. Or click on the latest news button to see our most recent tweet. Each and every issue is of course released in its entirety on our Twitter for our fellow tweeters to read and retweet, or head on over to our GitHub to see our entire library of article releases. This way, no matter how you prefer to get your news, we have a solution for you. Oh, but that's not all. Seeing as Canto's ethos and success largely revolve around the wonderful participants who interact and build upon it, we have a community spotlight series that highlights individuals and projects who are doing an outstanding job at pushing Canto forward. This series goes out on a different day of the week than our main newsletter, and our first issue is set to go live on Wednesday, featuring none other than Season 5's winner of the Canto Online Hackathon, CantoScan. And finally, our team is currently working on building an on-chain subscription service for our newsletter, which will reward real users while disincentivizing bots from participating. This system will enable our readers to subscribe to our newsletter via a one-time on-chain transaction. Each week, we will airdrop a handful of NFTs of our latest Canto Herald issue in varying colors and rarities directly to members of our subscriber list, immortalizing the developments of Canto on the blockchain itself. However, in order to qualify for an airdrop, a subscriber's wallet will have had to have met a minimum transaction threshold on Canto. This way, we actively support Canto while helping to ensure rewards are sent to people actually participating in the ecosystem. That's about it for us. Thank you so much for watching our submission, and we hope you tune in to the next episode of the Canto Herald.
Nice. We have Alex here from Canto Herald. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we have this ecosystem and growth category. I think this one slides into nice because you've been doing some great work in the community. Any feedback here from the judges?
I think that's a great project. I've been keeping up with it personally. So yeah, thank you for providing all of your support to the community.
Oh, thank you so much. That's really nice of you.
Yeah.
Same, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, Peter, it's all you.
Yeah, so no, yeah, same as Colin. I've been following for a little bit now, and definitely appreciate what you guys are doing. Curious how you're thinking about sustainability. Sorry, it's hard for me to pronounce that.
No, for sure. And great question. Thankfully, currently our overhead is incredibly low. We have a couple of templates that we fill out that are set up so that we can add news in as it comes in throughout the week. And so it's mostly a one-person job at the moment. I have a couple of friends who help me curate some of the news, put some of the templates together. So right now, not incredibly worried about cost because we can kind of do it on the side. Eventually, most likely you look at kind of traditional forms of, media, sponsorships, advertisements, maybe projects that are looking to get, the news out, maybe get a small little sponsored section would probably be my first step. Ultimately speaking, with this kind of on-chain subscription system, we're starting to look at maybe, try to leverage that into something else for other projects to integrate into their own, use cases, and maybe look at some kind of CSR thing or some other kind of like subscription service. But yeah, that's a good question, because news is, it's not, not rolling in cash, but yeah.
Well, very cool. Thank you so much, Alex. Looking forward to seeing what else happens with Canto Herald.
Thank you.
All right, moving along. We got a long show, so I'm just going to keep kicking into the next project. This is Cadence Protocol.
Hey everyone, welcome to Cadence. We're basically building the next generation of decentralized perpetuals. So we want to start off with some of the issues that we have noticed in current perpetual protocols. First off, they actually have a strong degree of centralization, which not many people know about, but this is due to keepers being controlled by their team. For people who aren't familiar with what keepers are, basically whenever you make a trade on, say, something like GMX, a keeper is actually what executes your trade for you based on a price that they control. So although they might have not done something evil with this, they still have the power to do so. Also, the systems and perpetual trading overall is just not user-friendly for inexperienced traders. And finally, there's no cross-chain protocol for deeper liquidity. To combat the whole keeper issue, we've partnered with Redstone, an Oracle provider, to build validation-based keepers that aren't controlled by a central party. We've also built some additional features on top of this. One is the smart funds, which are basically syndicate-style funds, where a user can invest their capital into a decentralized fund controlled by a trader or an influencer or whoever's just making lots of money that week on the protocol. Also, achievement-based token NFT rewards are something we're super excited for. An example of this can be a milestone that says, make a trade every single day of the week, and if you do so, then you get an NFT for half trading fees that you can trade on the open market. Another example of this could be make 50 grand of a profitable trade, and you get a soulbound NFT, which can be used for an anonymous proof of your trading abilities. Along with this, we also have plans in the future to bring liquidity from other chains onto Cadence to deepen build liquidity on Cadence and Canto. That earns tab because everyone loves rewards and token incentives, and as everyone knows, the heart of every perpetuals protocol is always deep liquidity. For us, that's the COP token. So let's go into that view. To do anything first, we connect our wallets. So let's switch to the Canto testnet. You can see here the different collateralization ratios for the CLP token. As you can see, it's heavily collateralized towards nodes. And our prices are gone from our Vault contracts and the Redstone oracles. We can't show the full nature of the trading features and things like that because of the testnet and low liquidity tokens. But we're trying to find a non-hacky way around that so we can deploy it and you guys can play around with it on the live stream day. But as you can see here, these are different tokens you can buy with. Now moving on to the trade tab, you can basically long, short, straddle, swap, different orders, do market orders, limit orders. As you can see here, as we do that, the long position increases in value. And you can also predict your estimated exit price based on how much higher the price of the base asset will go, such as Canto here, to up to 50x leverage. And swap takes you to a very familiar Uniswap style interface. And here's our smart funds tab, which is just a very rough UI of what we're basically using to test our smart contracts with. But just give you guys a rough idea of how it'll basically be structured. But make sure to check our smart contracts out. They're pushed to the Hackathon GitHub. And here's our rewards tab, which for different milestones, you will receive different rewards. Our backend basically picks up these events, which are thrown from our Vault contract, Position Radar contract, Orbo contract, things like that. And once those events are successfully hit and match a milestone, you're able to mint or collect these tokens over here. And finally, this is just our dashboard, which gives you some interesting statistics, more personal gamified statistics to keep you interested and hooked to a Cadence. Quick overview of our roadmap for you to check out on your own time. And quick background on our team, we're 5 engineers from Kraken, Consensus Amazon, and interchain communication type protocols. We got pulled in because of the great community and ethos behind Canto, and looking forward to hearing your feedback and appreciate your guys' time.
Awesome build. We have the builder here, Vivaldi. Welcome.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Great. Any feedback here from the judges?
I hadn't heard of your Oracle provider before. Can you tell me a little bit more about that one? Because obviously they're going to be important.
Yeah, so Redstone, they've got about 7 million in funding so far, and they're built on Canto and lots of other blockchains as well. So they've been really helpful with the whole process of connecting our system with their oracles and everything.
Yeah, I think that Redstone was a previous project in the COH.
Hey, look at that.
So what is, this is more of, I guess, a Redstone question, like what do they use as their source for the Canto price? Because this seems basically like a GMX fork that usually uses like Binance for their price sources? So would this be like an on-chain source?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what they use exactly for their price feeds and things like that. The exact exchange or how it works.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to click the GitHub links in the Excel sheet, but they're all coming up as 404. Did you change the GitHub name by any chance?
You know, those are probably private and you were invited on the back end, but I'll make sure that you re-up that access.
Okay.
Yeah, we invited you guys all into our GitHub, so but it's currently private, but will be public soon.
Cool. I think that a good portion of the community is really excited about a protocol like this. They've been waiting for perfs, waiting for GMX forks. So it sounds like we're going to be watching as you carry this over to launch, and we're really excited. I've seen you on the back end working with Redstone Oracles. It sounds like you're doing the good work of making sure the price feeds are real and robust. So yeah, props to you for doing it right.
Appreciate it, Robin. Yeah, thanks. We are doing something a little different, I guess, with Redstone, the whole keeper side. We noticed that was like very centralized. So we're kind of like making this different system where instead of the team kind of controlling the keepers, similar to like GMX, Redstone's helping us build an entire like Cadence keeper adapter type contract, which essentially controls entire price feeds and things like that. So it's not fully centralized. So we're excited to be working with them on that.
Very cool. Well, thanks for building in the co. Good presentation.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Okay, heading over to the next team. We have Untitled Canto game. Hope I got that right. Yep, Untitled Canto game. Here it is.
Greetings. Now that you've seen the game, let's go over some of the key concepts that UCG1 employs and what it means for Canto as a whole. Firstly, Untitled Canto Game 1 is built upon the P2HF foundation. What is P2HF, you ask? P2HF, or Play to Have Fun, is a brand new revolutionary concept for Web3 that's been understood in Web2 games for quite some time. From the ground up, this game is built to be an enjoyable experience. There is no point to playing a game if it isn't fun. Even if you are rewarded, ultimately you will suffer from burnout. Canto is a fledgling chain that still has yet to define itself as the chain for anything. Canto should be the chain for fun and enjoyable gaming. Untitled Canto Game 1 aims to be the first of many great P2HF games on Canto. Players build their own levels and mint them to the chain, which acts as the backend server for the game. For users, this is great because the content can never be taken offline, and their creations stay alive for as long as Canto is around. The project, once launched, requires little upkeep besides storage costs. Thus, the game is free to start. Users will be able to mint one of 4 characters for free, and if they'd like to pick another character to mint, it will cost 5 note. Additionally, the first level minted will be free, with subsequent levels costing just 2 note. Some things have not made it into the game at this time, but will be coming before launch, such as additional characters, progression, extra tile sets, and more. Are you ready to play to have fun?
Cool, we have the builder here. Oh, Dragu, I think there's some feedback from somebody's.
I'm wearing a headset, so it's not from me.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you. Awesome video.
Thank you.
Hey there. Really cool. Couple of questions. I was excited when the video talked about stuff being on the back end on chain. I was looking through your GitHub. Are the contracts actually launched anywhere on chain?
So I have the level contract launched on the testnet already that I was using for testing, but nothing's on the main yet, quite yet.
And are you able to include those contracts in the repo, the ones on testnet?
Yes, I can go ahead and do that after this call.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that'd be really interesting. I'm very curious about what you're actually keeping on the back end that you talk about resiliency.
Of course, yeah. So on the back end is all of the data, and then I guess not everything is on the back end. There's some things in a Firebase storage because these NFTs aren't immutable. There's the stats that are stored in them. For example, how many people have cleared and what characters have cleared what level, because all the characters are slightly different, kind of like in Mario 2, where one of them is a little bit better at jumping, and then there's one that can float. But you have to make sure that you can clear a level with one of the characters, and so it'll display it on the level browser on the side where these are the characters that have cleared this level, so it's possible to beat it with these characters.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd be very interested in how it works.
Can you repeat that?
I was just saying I'd be very interested to see how the contract on that works.
Of course, the contract is really very simple. The main thing in it is checks to see if you own an item from the contract, and then if you do, it will require that you pay 5 note or 2 note, depending on whether it's the character or the level. And then if you don't, then it doesn't require you to pay anything to mint.
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit more about level generation? Specifically, I'm curious if you use a VRF or anything kind of cool on the back end there.
Yeah, no, that's actually super simple. So the level is kind of stored in a grid in the Unity instance, and then when you're saving it, it just turns it into a JSON file that can be reread at the time of playing. So it's nothing like super fancy. It's really simple stuff.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for building in the code. I've seen you come through and basically hit every point of the Canto Hackathon. You've come to the elevator pitch, you pitched this idea, and then we saw it come to fruition, and that's like what it's all about. It's an awesome build.
Of course, I'm very excited to get this all live and on the mainnet very soon. Building games takes time, and I think that the most important thing about that is not necessarily the technology that you use, but the insistence that the game must be fun at every stage, every level that you're doing. And that was also kind of really the main point that I was trying to hit with building this, is that P2HF ethos is, what's the point of playing a game if it's not fun? And so far, a lot of the crypto games, at least the ones that I've played, haven't really been the most fun experiences. And so you kind of get soured on them after a while,
I just want to say I love the production style and quality, and I'm excited to see what you make.
Thank you. I'm excited to get this out.
I'm excited to have fun.
That's great. Fantastic.
Cool. Oh, sorry, just cut him off mid-sentence. But yeah, thank you so much, Dragu. We love fun on Web+. Just for time, we're going to go to the next project. We have here WaveSwap.
Hello everyone, today I'm excited to present WaveSwap, a decentralized exchange that runs on the Canto blockchain. WaveSwap is a Uniswap v3 fork. I came on Canto a few months ago and saw that the major dexes were Uniswap v2 based. I saw there an opportunity to build something useful and efficient for Canto users. WaveSwap will be the first V3 DEX on Canto, maximizing returns for traders and liquidity providers, but also minimizing price slippage. However, the main innovation that WaveSwap is bringing to Canto is the concentrated liquidity. On a V2 DEX, when LP provide liquidity, it is distributed evenly along the price curve from 0 to infinity, but this makes capital quite inefficient. Why provide liquidity for Canto at 2 cents, for instance, when it's currently trading at 25 cents? For pools like not USDC, only 0.5% of the capital is used between $0.99 and $101, a price range where the majority of trading volume goes through. For a not USDC pool, this means that currently on Canto DEXs, 99.5% of the capital is never used. Why provide liquidity there and there? We only need it around the blue curve. WaveSwap brings concentrated liquidity, which offers better capital efficiency for LP. As an LP, you can choose a range to which you'll provide liquidity, for instance, between $0.99 and $1.01 for a not USDC pool. This range can be modified at any time. By providing only $25,000 within the $0.99-$101 range for a not USDC pool, this will be the same as $5 million on any other V2 DEX. But what does it bring to Canto? It will bring opportunities for traders and liquidity providers, deep and liquid pools, an efficient AMM, and the swap router, the main contract of the WaveSwap DEX, will be registered to CSO. What's next? There will be the launch of the WaveSwap on the mainnet. We will bring farms with the Wave token. We will do an airdrop and a pre-sale, and the documentation for the project will be created on Gitbook.
Cool. Welcome, Arthur from WaveSwap.
Hey.
Thanks for building. Any feedback from the judges?
Hey, is maybe I didn't catch it in the GitHub, but is any of the code posted anywhere?
Yes, it's on GitHub. I sent it through Telegram to someone, but I don't know. Maybe I can send it back to someone else.
Is it just the Uniswap v3 code?
Yes, it's just a fork. Only the graphical user interface is different, but it's everything on the blockchain is the exact same as the Uniswap.
Yeah, just for reference, some of the builders we accommodate for private repo submissions, and they add some of the judges' GitHubs to get access. But it's an invite, and so you might have to get it on the back end. But I'd say a majority of the code is in the public repo, and we could definitely review those later.
Okay.
Very cool, Arthur. I've seen you working hard on this one, so it's nice to see the final presentation come together. Congrats.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
All right, moving along to the next team, we have MintWorld.
Hi, my name is Teresa, and I'm going to present MintWorld, my project for the Canto Hackathon. MintWorld is a community-owned NFT-based 2D monster gacha RPG. Players can catch, fight, and collect blockchain-based monsters and update their level within the NFT metadata along the way. Each action that a player makes is shown on the blockchain, including catching, leveling up monsters, and defeating them to earn MWG coins as a rewards. This part is still to be implemented. To play, a player needs to connect their wallet and can mint a random monster every 24 hours. They can also exchange 10 monsters for a MWG coin or select the mintmons that they want to have on their journey. The mintmons that players can select are the NFTs that they own in their wallet, because they either caught them while playing or bought them from another player before. The field is where players can find wild mint moons, which are chosen at random. To catch one, players need to fight against it and throw a hash. Once caught, the mint moon is automatically minted in the player's wallet. To prevent cheating, I have used a voucher system, so players cannot mint mint moons without playing. If a player chooses to defeat a mint moon, they will earn experience points, which they can use to level up. The level is shown on the dynamic NFT metadata, so when a mint moon levels up, the player's NFT will do the same. The laboratory is the room where players can mint their first mint moon for free. Players can choose one of the 4 basic mint moons and mint it in their wallet. However, they can only mint one time, so they must choose their first friend carefully. After minting, players can add their new mint moon to their party and start playing. Many thanks for your time. The game demo is live, and I attached the link to this submission.
Cool. We have Teresa here from MintWorld. Welcome.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you.
I love that little stony Mintmon.
Thanks.
Any feedback here from the judges?
Yeah, I like the idea of having a dynamic NFT in the games, but the question is, are you reminting NFTs with every level up and as the game progresses?
Yeah, exactly. Every time that the level is up, a transaction comes out from your MetaMask, and then a voucher is sent that is created in the game and updates the level. Yeah, because the idea is that I use the blockchain as a storage of all the data for all the mint moons that you have.
So every action in the game is also an on-chain transaction, regardless of whether or not there's a minting involved?
Yeah, the level up and if you evolve the mint moon as well. And I want to incorporate as well the attacks. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was no way to maybe at some point save the progress and then bundle that into one transaction?
Yeah, I want to work on that, but I found that if the game is in internet, so if maybe something happens, everything will be gone if they don't save it. So I am fighting between these two ideas. I don't know which one I will progress, but for the moment, it's like this.
I think it's really cool and just kind of follow on with what the other people say. I'd highly advise take a look at mud.dev. It's kind of a cool framework to accomplish what they're mentioning, which is signature based, where you can kind of bundle things together and perform less transactions. But I think the game's got a cool vibe.
Thanks. Yeah, I will check it.
Cool. Thank you so much. I have some feedback on one of the judges' mics, if you can mute. Yeah, one thing I love about you, Teresa, is you build in public. You're always sharing what you've worked on every day and the process and the progress you're making on each of your projects. So it's really cool to have you in the Canto ecosystem.
Many thanks. I'm happy to be here too.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I highlighted the comment in the chat on YouTube. Serious Pokemon vibes. I have a feeling there's a lot of Pokemon fans in the Canto region. All right, cool. Let's move along. We have our next project, DexVaults by Dex Finance.
Hello, my name is Sevik the Degen, and today I will be presenting our submission from Dex Finance for the Canto Hackathon. We recently launched our new DexVaults platform. DexVaults are an innovative solution designed to make decentralized finance more accessible and secure for users. By employing auto-compounding vaults DexVaults automate complex trading strategies, allowing you to focus on maximizing your returns across multiple DeFi platforms. Here's how it works. Users deposit their funds into vaults, which are essentially auto-compounding smart contracts. These vaults handle tasks like auto-balancing and profit-taking on your behalf, so you don't have to worry about managing these strategies yourself. Each vault consists of 1 to 3 farms with varying levels of risk and reward to suit your preferences. Up until now, if a user was in a vault on a different blockchain and wanted to move their funds over to Canto, they would need to withdraw from the vault and then bridge their funds over to Canto, and then find a different vault on Canto that they wanted to invest in. As a part of the Canto Hackathon, we developed cross-chain vault migrations, simplifying the process of moving funds and vaulting them on the Canto blockchain. Let's say a user has funds in a vault on the BNB blockchain, and the user wants to migrate those funds over to Canto. Now all the user needs to do is find the vault that they want to migrate to, select the migrate function, confirm that they want to migrate, approve the withdrawal from their current vault, approve the bridge, and approve the deposit. Letting DexVaults do all the hard work for them. We're happy to bring this simplification of bringing funds onto the Canto blockchain. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to working more to build the future for Canto.
Nice. We have Sevik from DexVaults here. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We were joking in the backstage chat. This is there's some vaults experts here on the panel, so I'm curious to know if there's any feedback.
Hey, Cedric. For the cross-chain stuff, so you have to exit your vault, right, to a token and then transfer that token. How are you guys deciding, I guess, what token you're going to bridge? And then are you going to enter into the next position with one token, or how are you creating liquidity to enter your new vault on Canto?
Yeah, so we're using the new SDK v2 from Synapse, and what it basically does is when you choose to migrate, you obviously need to exit your LP positions on the host chain that you're working on. It will then take those and swap them for the proper bridge token. It's going to take a look at what tokens are available on each chain. Obviously, in general, we partnered with Synapse to bring this out and integrate this into our platform. And if you look at it, if you look at Synapse, most of the liquidity isn't in the native gas token. So for the most part, it's going to be swapping to most likely USDC or USDT or any other pair that makes the most sense slippage wise to get to the new chain, and then it's going to reform the LPs on that new chain. And this is especially helpful on Canto with the free public infrastructure, because the swaps are so inexpensive with the zero fee swap. So it's really an ideal integration for us, and it really is the best chain for us to initially work with to bring this to, just because once we get to Canto, swapping between those native tokens is so user friendly and inexpensive due to slippage that you would have on most other chains.
Would that integrate like Slingshot, or would that just be through the AMMs?
Yeah, so we do most of the swapping through the actual DEX for the tokens that you are going to be integrating into. I'm not as much on the technical side, so I don't know the answer to all of the backend details. But if we do our swaps generally either through the Canto DEX, which I believe is through Slingshot, or Velocimeter at this point is the only other DEX that we have listed. on our platform right now.
Well, very cool. You know, I'm so glad to see the integration and more paths for users to migrate funds over and come cross-chain. Always a win for growing the Canto ecosystem, and we're glad to have you building here.
Thanks, Robin. Appreciate it.
Cool. Let's head over to another project. We have next Canto Starter Kit.
Hello everyone, my name is Avilos and I'm with the Canto Starter team. Our submission for the Canto Hackathon is a Canto Starter Kit. It's basically a set of tools that can help developers start building the apps easily on the Canto network. And it's built with Scaffold it, and it's basically divided into two sessions, the back end, which is built with Hard Hat, and the front end, which is built with Next.js. There are some other packages used, such as WAGME, Redstone, and Rainbow UI Kit. So if you come to this website, you can go to our repo and look through the README. It's detailed with a step-by-step guide to help you get started with building. So you can head over, once you have your repo, you can head over to your Hard Hat project, and you go to your contracts folder. There's an example contract here, your contract.so, and you can add your functions to it, and then you can deploy your contract. There's a deploy script. You can deploy your contract. So let's just hold on till it's deployed. So our contract is deployed. Then we can go to it's already pre-configured to help you easily interact with your deployed contract. So this is our deployed contract, and here you can interact with it and debug it and see if the functions are working properly, right? We have the variables, the read and the write functions. We also have a page here which is configured with all of Canto contracts. We have the turnstile contract, we have the factory contract here, we have some ERC20 contracts here. So if you want to implement some of these in your project, it makes it easy for you. Then another thing I want to point out is that our example contract is configured to have some functions to be able to call the turnstile directly, so you can get information of your contract revenue here. You can see here that it is currently not registered to turnstile, and the turnstile balance is 0. You can register it here if you wish to. I have a script here to register it, so I'll just call that now and perform some transactions so that we can see how it accrues some fees. All right, so let's just wait and it will be registered. Okay, it's registering to turnstile. So now I'm minting some NFTs. So if I go back here and reload this, you see now that it's registered and I'm accruing some fees. Yeah, so you can fork the repo and build some cool stuff. Thank you.
Awesome. We have Moon Poppy here from Canto Starter. Welcome.
Hi, what's going on, everybody?
Glad to have you.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it's really cool that you guys included Turnstile directly in there, because I think that's a useful tool. I'd love to, I looked through it quickly, so I may be missing it, but I would love to see more documentation on what it is for kind of new developers to Canto.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. There's it's just been like this working Scaffold ETH is the bomb. And we're just trying to like expand our side as well and just kind of like help and enable folks to build cool stuff. Yeah, docs are coming.
Cool.
I love seeing Scaffold ETH building. You guys are a solid team, and it's cool to have you in the ecosystem.
For sure. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks again, Moon Poppy. All right, we've got a good chunk left, so I'm just going to start making my way through. We have next Multisig.Canto.
Okay, so here's our demo of Multisig.Canto. Basically, we forked a multisig repository that we kind of work on in-house at Scaffold ETH, and we added Canto and Canto testnets to it. Here you can see we're creating a multisig on the Canto testnet. A couple of the bigger changes that we made as well was that the multisig factory that deploys all the multisig addresses or wallets, it registers the newly created multisig to the turnstile contract. So the cool thing is that that address is the same on both Canto and Canto testnet. So all you'll really need to do is just switch network, make sure you have Canto on that side. But yeah, so here I have a local server that I'm just running that kind of houses all our pooled transactions and things like that. Here you can see we've added an owner to the Canto testnet. You'll see that turnstile fees aren't distributed just yet because they don't exist yet. Our fee distribution it's tied to executing transactions, but if you don't have any fees to withdraw, then of course it's not going to work out. So here we are adding another signer just to kind of show that those fees will eventually show up when we do execute a transaction. Here you can see that we need 2 signatures, so we're logging into our other account, who is also an owner, to sign this, and then I go back to the original account that actually has testnet Canto on it to execute that transaction. So we should see a couple things here. First, that the owner and list is going to get updated, and then the second thing, basically that turnstile fees will show up in the in our balance. I think the numbers are a little bit off, to be honest. It shouldn't be shouldn't say $52. I really don't think that's the case. I think it's just reading out things based off Ethereum's pricing and stuff like that. And now we can see that the withdraw function worked. So basically, our owners are able to withdraw from the multisig wallet. The cool thing is those allowances are actually set by order of approval. Fun stuff. So we could go on something like Canto Swap and enter that wallet connect link, and we can sync in. Anyways, that's enough out of us. Thank you.
Cool. Back again, Moon Poppy from the Scaffold ETH. There's no limit on how many projects a team can enter or a dev can enter in the co. So it's cool you guys got 2 in.
Yep.
Any questions?
So I know Neobase is also deployed on Canto. So I was wondering what's the difference maker between you guys and let's say a traditional Gnosis fork?
Yeah. So I'm actually not very familiar with Neobase. But at least unless they're also registering the multisigs to turnstile as well is what I would say.
So I guess is this actually using Gnosis? Is this a fork of Gnosis multisig?
It's similar, basically. It's something that we kind of worked on in house. We've had it for main nets and things like that, and we basically just added Canto and Canto testnet. It works.
Okay. Because I guess with a common Gnosis one, you could actually call it turnstile contract. So you guys are just kind of automating that at the constructor level, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. I love to see more infrastructure and tooling. So it's great to have another multi-sig come together, and appreciate again your team building in Canto.
Yeah, of course.
Nice. All right, we'll head over to the next project. This one is called Mempools.
Hi, we're Mempools and we provide instant blockchain alerts. In this video, we will demonstrate how our users can create alerts for smart contract events that occur on the blockchain. Our users can use our application by visiting our website mempools.com. They will have to do some setup and they will reach a UI such as this where they can create an alert. We will create our alert on the Canto testnet. We support other blockchains as well. We have other alert types, but we will be demonstrating the smart contract event alert type. Then it will ask us more information about exactly what event we want to track, such as in which contract the event was emitted and the name of the event. So let's provide that information. For the sake of this demonstration, we have created a test voting contract on Canto testnet. We have already deployed it. It emits an event whenever someone votes on the contract. Let's add the address of the contract. Also requires the contract ABI, base64 encoded contract ABI, and the name of the event, which is vote in our case. This is enough information to get an alert any time a vote event occurs. We can further narrow down the alerts. Maybe we want to receive an alert only when a certain proposal gets an vote. So let's add that in. So by adding this values, we should get an alert only when the Mempools proposal receives a vote. Let's name the alert. And let's specify a destination. So for the sake of this demonstration, we will specify Telegram. This is where we will be receiving our notification. So alert has been created. So now let's vote on the contract. We should receive a notification on Telegram. So the transaction is being executed. And there we have received a notification. It has some information such as transaction hash and the contract where the event occurred. Using this information, we can find out more about it using some Block Explorer. Thank you for watching.
Cool. Thank you for building. We have Alex from Mempools here. Welcome.
Hey, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here.
So it's a big month for notifications apps.
It would be cool. It would be cool to see these like being implemented or like a easy to use SDK for like applications, because I think that's where you're going to get a lot of users. Is probably from users of other protocols that are wanting notifications. So I don't know if that was something you guys are working on as well.
Yeah, definitely. This is on the roadmap to be able to create an API and SDK, not only to do events on a single blockchain, but also to do asynchronous events. So let's say that events happen on other blockchain, on EVM-based blockchain, and you want to get notified and execute a transaction on the Canto blockchain, let's say, you are able to do that with the next iteration of our product.
Just from a usability perspective, do you always get this in the same chat, or can you kind of route it to different chats and file them differently?
Yeah, as for the end user, if you logged in your Telegram, you will get all of this into the same chat. However, if you are the app owner and you want to send that to your user, we are working on being able to send notification in different type of chats. For the moment, we only have Telegram, but we are also doing integration with Discord, Slack, and really pretty much any social channels.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Great project, Mempools. Thank you so much for building in the co, and looking forward to seeing what this becomes.
Yeah, no, very excited. The community has been very welcoming. We now have a live product. We receive feedback in the Discord, very positive. As you also saw, the notification latency is extremely fast. So yeah, very excited for the future of Mempools.
Cool. Congrats. We'll talk to you guys soon. All right, heading along, we have, a very much anticipated part of Canto infrastructure, or much requested, I should say. This is an Explorer project called Gacanto.
Hi. Gacanto is a tool designed for exploring the Canto blockchain, providing users with user-friendly interface to view and browse its content. At present, we are currently indexing the chain, which limits the features we can offer. However, our ultimate goal is to make Gacanto not just another block explorer, but a comprehensive platform for accessing the Canto ecosystem. Some of the features we plan to implement in the future include staking, a more efficient aggregator for NFTs, and improved visualization of assets on the Canto blockchain. These features are just example of what we have in our roadmaps, and we are committed to continuously improving Gacanto to provide a better experience for its user. So currently we have a user wallet address where you can view things a wallet has done on chain, all the transactions. You can switch the address from the EVM type into the Cosmos address type, and yeah, you can also copy, and you can also view block transactions and the details that comes with it for now. So as time goes on, we would add more features that includes the NFT, as I said earlier. So basically, this is what Gacanto is, and hopefully we get to improve it better going forward.
Awesome. We have Senior Bambata. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here and happy to answer any questions that the judges might have.
So an Explorer is, we have a good set coming together here on Canto, and I love that they're all independently, launched and kind of filling out the ecosystem need for a really solid Explorer. Any questions or feedback here on the back end?
I can ask a go ahead. Sorry. I was going to ask a question about contract verification. So it's something obviously on Canto Explorers is quite difficult. I know that there's you can incorporate Sourceify, which makes things a little bit easier, but I was wondering how you guys are handling it.
Yeah, we're planning on adding that in the next iteration of that, and that's something that's coming soon. I'm not able to talk about the technical details of contract verification because I'm not the developer, but that's something that's in our roadmap along with the NFTs, being able to see the NFTs on each address, and some sort of, we want to also add some sort of NFT aggregation as well. And yeah, we're looking to integrate with multiple projects on the Canto ecosystem.
And can you tell me about launch? And I know some of the other Explorers, they were backfilling with their archive nodes, and it's a very long process. So, where are you guys at with having a fully functional Explorer?
Yeah, so we've been building this, and we're currently indexing. We had to switch in our node to a different node. That's why you see that is transaction coming soon, or the data it's passed 2 days ago, but we're currently 30% into indexing. So yeah, we should be looking to launch this in the next coming days and then improve the roadmap as we move forward.
Very cool. I think, I for one, I think everyone in the community is looking forward to it. Awesome to have you in the co as always. Your team's kind of a regular around here, and we're glad to have you building.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks. All right. I love the title of this next project, SloppySwap.
Hi everybody, this is Esk from SloppySwap. I'm here to tell you about our entry for Season 6 of the Canto Hackathon. SloppySwap is an automated market maker protocol for Canto ecosystem NFTs. It will provide reliable liquidity for both new and existing collections. Our pool AMM model works complementarily to the gallery-style listing system and encourages more efficient price discovery at the floor, especially for newer artists and lower volume collections. As well as benefiting ecosystem liquidity, pool AMMs can offer substantial gas savings for traders and allow for a rich ecosystem to develop symbiotically with the NFT market, enabling tokenized yield admissions, lending protocols, and other complex DeFi systems. As a proof of concept, we'll be releasing an original collection called Sloppies with a fun pool launch mechanism. The collection will be batch minted, unrevealed, into a two-sided liquidity pool, taking advantage of ERC-271A's efficient bulk minting functionality. An off-chain server will monitor for transaction events and create the artwork live, using the transaction hash as a seed for random attribute generation. This means that it will be possible for a user to run the art script locally and prove that the metadata for their NFT was generated fairly without outside influence. The artwork has been designed to be simple, recognizable, and maximally legible even at very small image resolutions. Each of the faces can be reduced all the way to 48 pixels squared with no loss of fidelity and are recognizable all the way down to emoji scale, making them particularly suitable for use as avatars and on platforms with restrictive thumbnail sizing. The image algorithm can create practically unlimited organic variations of the base traits, the mouth, eyes, eyebrows, and body shape, ensuring that every sloppy will truly be one of a kind. As well as being a fun and unique original art collection, the 2039 Sloppy NFTs will function as the governance token for the platform. They will direct the CSR revenue from across the protocol, ensuring that the project will be able to function autonomously going into the future. It can be unpleasant to trade NFTs without convenient access to rarity data. So with that in mind, we'll be integrating the Rarity Garden API to provide up-to-date trade info within the SloppySwap trading interface. Rarity Garden is an established tool on Ethereum mainnet and has recently expanded to provide the most accurate collection data that is available on Canto today. Our initial launch pool will be based on SudoSwap's popular and well-tested open source code base. It's in active development and we hope to contribute our own ideas to it as we grow. We'll use this first phase to monitor deployed contracts and we'll collect feedback as we gradually open access to selected partner collections. Full platform launch will allow general, permissionless access to all trading and liquidity features and will be accompanied by the deployment of our native fee-sharing token SLOP as a liquidity mining incentive.
All right. Run, don't walk, and grab your slops. Welcome, Esk.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine. Any feedback or
Yes.
questions here?
It's really cool. I was curious, do you have any like UI or UX screenshots or anything like that?
There was that little tiny screenshot at the end of the video. That's actually not what it's going to look like in the end. I just included it to have something to show. I'm aiming for as small as possible, really. Like the ideal would be the original Uniswap, the little tiny square in the middle of the screen. I think that would be nice for an AMM. I think it sort of defeats the purpose if you land onto this thing where the strength is simplification and you have like a huge gallery thing and they're asking you to look at different pools and stuff. It'd be really nice to land in and just say, okay, let me buy the thing, press the button and, you know, just give me one at floor.
Awesome. I love that you're working with the SudoSwap code. I'm a huge fan of that protocol myself. So I'd like to see something like it in a creative execution, I might say, over here in the Canto ecosystem.
Yeah, and they were actually pretty nice. I was asking them some questions about it. They were really really open, and it seems to me that they are they have sort of big things in the works pretty soon, which is kind of exciting. So it'd be nice to get on board with that, to, you know, catch that wave.
Do you have any idea about the tokenomics of the slops other than the sloponomics?
Yeah, well, we can be pretty aggressive. I'd love to to do a really aggressive distribution as a liquidity thing. I was really taken with when YFI did theirs, and they just dumped the whole thing out. I thought it was really exciting, so I'd love to do something like that. I haven't finalized that, because the first thing I want to do is just get the one pool out, get the profile, the PFP collection out, and then think a little bit more about exactly what I'd want to do. It'd be nice to maybe give it an entitlement to the profile, the protocol fee. SudoSwap takes 0.5%, so it'd be nice to distribute that, or the CSR would be cool as well. I don't know if the CSR would be enough to be if it'd be powerful enough, but it'd be interesting.
Very cool. Well, be sure to give me a call if you need a soundbite for your SudoSwap-esque SloppySwap. Thanks a lot for building. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Cool. I said that it was a big month for notification dApps, and we've got another take here from DeNotify.
My name's Sam. I'm from RoboLabs. I'm here to talk to you today about what myself and the team have cooked up for the Canto Online Hackathon for Chapter 1 Season 6. All right, let's get into it. So what we've built is a generic alerts engine for crypto users. Essentially, this allows users to jump on and create an alert for any event or function that occurs on the blockchain. So let's dig in. I'll give an example of a particular alert, which is Wrapped Canto whale transfer event. You got two options: poll function or on-chain event. Poll function will periodically call a function and you can test the response. On-chain event will be any event emitted from the blockchain. So let's go through on. We've selected Canto's network. The contract address is Wrapped Canto. We want to trigger the event on the transfer function, and then we could trigger always, but we have the option to do a conditional test on that event. So what we're doing is we're checking that the amount is greater than 100,000 Wrapped Canto. So we only want to know when there is more than 100,000 Wrapped Canto being transferred. So let's jump over here. We have, for the notification side of things, we can get a Discord message on a Discord channel, or Telegram, Twitter, and Gmail. These three are not actually supported by the front end, but it's all supported in the back end by the API. So I'll just give a quick demo of how you get the Discord URL. So you jump into Edit Channel, Integrations, and I've prepared this one earlier. Just go to New Webhook, and this is where the URL comes from. So I'll drop that in here. I'll give it a display name, Canto Whale, and then you can just chuck in any PNG link. So I just grab this whale, we'll chuck it in there. Now for the message, this is where things get fun. You can configure the message however you like. So I've chucked in Canto whale transfer detected, threw in some emojis of whales, and then you can embed information about the event. So args indicates the argument of the on-chain event. So args2 is the amount. We just scale it so it's the correct decimals. So this will say like 2000 Wrapped Canto sent from address to address. So these will be formatted as addresses and have links to dbank. Now I also want to link to the transaction hash. So I'll just grab the tubular.build URL, chuck it in here, and then I'll put the keyword for transaction hash. So that means we'll get a link to the transaction hash as well. Might just make this bold, underline for a bit of fun. Cool. So that's the alert. Now there's a suite of applications this has. So security alerts, wallet transactions, balance alerts. It can be a supporter aid in trading to detect abnormalities or trading activity, price, LP positions. And it's also really useful for helping manage active strategies as well. So you can track where the health of, say, a perp position or your lending is. What's really cool about this is that it's built API first. So this is just a front end plugged into a back end. So we want to demonstrate that by building this cool little app. So what this app is it will trigger, it allows users to jump on here and create alerts that monitor their health factor on Canto land. And if their health factor drops below a certain value, they can get an alert. So let's jump here and create, I'll show you how easy it is to create an alert. We drop in that same Discord webhook, and I've currently got connected my dev account, so I'll go dev health factor alert, smack create. So anytime it's below 1.5, I want to get an alert, which it is right now. So I should be alerted immediately, and I was. So this is an example of what the health factor alert would look like. And this is the alert that we created earlier, where we have the link, debank link, the from to, and then a link to the transaction. So as you can see, it's highly configurable what alerts you can create.
Cool. We have here from DeNotify, Nate. Welcome.
Hi guys, happy to be here. First time on Canto Hackathon.
Very cool. Well, this season, for some reason, attracted a lot of notification use cases, but I love that all of them are essentially showcasing a different use. Like loan health is definitely a problem that I think people want to keep monitoring. So very cool. Any questions here from the judges?
Just a comment. No, I think it's a cool thing. Obviously, Nate, we spoke through Alto. Would be great to see that just become more usable and more widespread throughout Canto. Great project.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
So for the loan health one, I know you had like a UI that you were showcasing first, and then you had the loan health UI. So are you saying that like you're encouraging applications to build on top of the backend infrastructure in order to build like their own similar use case?
Yeah, precisely. We have DeNotify and the archiver both are working on Canto now, and they basically are really open-ended tools that you can use to it's kind of like an alternative to Subgraph, but you can like index all the information on the Canto blockchain, and then kind of do like whatever sort of weird mathematics on it if you want to get like the rate of change or something, for instance, and then you can save that in the database. And then we built a couple like client-side libraries so that you can integrate it into your front end with relative ease, which was kind of the second demonstration, the Lend Guardian Angel. So I'm like a kind of a newbie, and I built the Guardian Angel app, and our team built the backend for it. So like it was my first time using it, and it was pretty easy to integrate.
That's really cool. Thanks.
Very cool. Thanks so much, Nate.
All right. Bye, guys.
Looking forward to it. All right. We're on the final 5. Moving along to BountyX.
Hi, everyone. We built BountyX to attract more talent to public goods projects and help developers keep building after the hackathon is over. So we noticed that starting new projects is always hard. It's even harder to start new public goods projects and get fairly rewarded for that. We want to attract more talent towards building public goods. People have a lot of bright ideas and they usually start their projects during hackathons, but they get stalled for a number of reasons. And almost all Web3 hackathons project starts as public goods. So we created BountyX as a way for Web3 builders to first celebrate their winning of a bounty, and then second, keep building their project as a public good after the hackathon is over. BountyX is built on top of hypercerts. It's an implementation of impact certificates. It allows you to show contributions to the world and get rewarded for creating positive impact. If you want a bounty, you can go to the BountyX, check if you're eligible, and then mint a hypercert and distribute it between the contributors and bounty sponsors. Bounty also can be matched retroactively by the organizations who benefited from that project, hence the name BountyX. And another thing is that you can get access to different community and next step features. What kind of features are those? communication tools between the contributors and sponsors, creating a place where this relationship persists that was created during the hackathon and winning the bounties. Automatically create a Gitcoin project from your hypercert. Share a fraction of your hypercert on NFT marketplaces. So we incentivize people to keep building public goods projects, and the developers can receive retroactive funding, recognition, and collaborate in the future. So let's get to the demo. When you get to the app will detect your wallet, and we're right now in Canto testnet, and see if you're eligible to claim any hypercerts. So I have a number of bounties, one from different events. I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to fill the information for my project. It's already filled over here. The contributors, press mint hypercerts. Hypercert, it's going to upload the metadata to IPFS. I'm going to mint my hypercert. And now I can go to my bounty hypercerts and see the ones that I have, the contributors who made this project happen, the owners, the distribution and percentage, and then access to different community and next step features over here.
I think that is the end of the video, but the builder's not here, unfortunately. The time zone didn't work out, but they will see any comments later. Any reactions here from the judges? Well, that one, I like the terminology, hypercerts. I definitely think it's a cool problem to try to solve, how to keep builders building and keep projects sustainable in the ecosystem. So very cool. Got some good comments on YouTube over there too. All right, we're going to push ahead. Going to head into the next project, which is called Divine Men of Canto.
Hello there, this is Fazil. I'm the lead developer of the Divine Men of Canto. So when user connect their wallet, they can build their NFT on the website. I will add one trade and you can name it. I will name it Canto and click on generate. It will check if the NFT or the name already exists or not. If it's not, it will show the model. If the NFT you see doesn't match the NFT you built, you can simply click on refresh. I will mint this one to show you how it's working. So it's preparing my NFT. It will check my wallet if I reach the wallet limit or everything else. Afterward, it will pop up the mint in your wallet. I will confirm it now. Also, you can see your NFT name on the header of the model. Right now, the contract is on testnet, but the website it's live on mainnet, but the sale hasn't started yet. After the mint is done, the model will be closed. We are just waiting for the transaction to be confirmed. So after the mint is done, if I try to generate this NFT again, it says the NFT already exists. Please choose another trade. If I choose another trade and click on generate, it will says the name already exists. Also, user can see their minted NFT from the upgrade page. If I go to the upgrade page, it will check my wallet for my minted NFTs. I already minted these NFTs, and this one we just minted. And the upgrade page will be enabled after the mint, after the staking, and after the marketplace has go live. If I go to the stake page, you can see your minted NFT here, and you can click on one and click on the stake. Right now it doesn't work because I'm working on the contract. When users stake their NFT, they will get our token as reward. The token only be used in our marketplace. If I go to the marketplace, you can see the premium trades like weapons have 1 damage, have damage of 2, have damage of 4. You can use it to upgrade your NFT and your upgrade page. All will be done after the mint is done. Our NFT card game will like a Pokemon game. User can create a battle with an entry fee. Another user can join it with and pay the entry fee, and the winner gets all the entry fees. They can go to the marketplace and buy more premium trades to upgrade their NFT to have more damage, more health, and more defense. After that, after the mint is done, we'll first launching our staking. After that, user can go to the marketplace and buy premium trades. Our artist right now is working hard to make more premium trades for user to buy, and then they can go to the upgrade page and upgrade their NFT and ready them for the NFT card game. Thank you for watching.
Cool. We have Fazil here from Divine Men of Canto. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Get further rewarded.
Pardon. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. We hear you. We see you. So any feedback here from the judges? It's quite a project.
Yes.
I feel obliged to troll and ask why no woman in the Canto Men.
The idea behind the Divine Men of Canto is our artist is have a vision, like he once he dreamed that some men are descending from the heaven, and he created these PFP NFTs, and we said, why not? We should make it to an NFT collection of Divine Men.
Good concept.
But yes, but our roadmap is including Divine Woman and Divine Kid too after the launching our card game.
We're all divine in Web Plus.
That's right.
Also, all the features. Oh,
just a quick question. I don't know. I'm thinking about like the history of upgradable NFTs, and historically, I think they've had a tough time because it's difficult to track them in marketplaces due to changing contract standards when you upgrade them and things like that. I'm just curious how you're handling that on the background and back end, and how that might impact the price dynamics and collection dynamics.
Yes, all the collection metadata will be stored in our backend, and you see when you want to create a duplicate NFT, it will now allow it because it will map through all the minted NFTs and check if any of the metadata are match or not match. And for the, I see the Alto built NFT marketplace that they didn't update our images because I changed and upgrade some of my NFTs on mainnet. And I'm planning to build a marketplace on the website for users to trade their NFT and see their updated NFT on the website.
I'll jump in there. Just being a developer on Alto, you can go in and verify the contract with the deployer and update the stuff yourself. On the
Yes, I try to do that by
Discord.
When I click on click on to get the new metadata, it said invalid URI. I don't because the metadata
Drop us
is
a note in
not.
Discord. I won't debug it today, but we can just debug it on Discord.
Okay, that's good. Also, I just want to finish that the website is all ready. You can check it now. The upgrade section, the edit section, the marketplace section is all ready. And when you go to the upgrade page and click on one of your NFTs, you can see all of your NFT trades, and you can choose to upgrade or edit your NFT. To edit your NFT, we want to limit it to you can just edit it 2 times, and for the upgrade, you can upgrade it as much you want because you need the trades, the premium trades, because you need to use it in the game, because all the premium trades, each of one have a unique effect. Like some increase your health, some increase your damage, some increase your defense, and so on.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you building in the co. You're another builder who came into the pitch session. You told us your idea, and it's been cool to see every update come together.
Yes, thank you. Great to be here.
Great to have you. Thanks. All right. Next we have, I wonder if this one wants to be titled CantoVapi or CantoV API, because I believe it's an API, but let's take a look here.
Hi, I'm Chris from CantoVapi, and I will guide you through the current feature set of the API. CantoVapi is a standard and non-standard API for NFT data queries on Canto. It's currently live in production, used on cantoverse.net. On my screen you can see the public demo for querying turnstile NFT data. I'm checking on Cantoverse user earnings here, ID 602, which is nicely converted to Canto. CantoVapi is in charge of querying, processing wallet and contract information and returning the information to, in this case, Unity. In this scene, it's getting my Canto Maze Cantoverse NFT, returning its values to Unity, and Unity shows them on the gallery walls. Here's the full scale of the API at this point, which is currently only available in conjunction with the API key. The key to test has been provided to the judges. The future of CantoVapi, if there's demand for it, can be bright. We plan to open source the API, open access to other Canto projects that need it, and we will take requests based on features needed. For example, if a project needs a non-standard NFT API call, we will add it. For this to be happening, we have to upgrade the servers and potentially run our own RPC. Thanks for your time and feedback, and we hope that CantoVapi will become a great service for the whole Canto ecosystem.
Cool. We have Chris from CantoVapi.
Hello.
Welcome. Any questions or feedback here from the judges?
I missed it when you were doing the Unity thing. So you're taking the on-chain transactions, and then you're like, I think you're walking and seeing NFTs. Is that what it was quick? Sorry.
Yeah, we, like in the Unity version, we check the user's wallet for their NFT IDs or whatever we can read from the contract. That's why we also have non-standard ones in there, because some are not as straightforward to read from the blockchain. And yeah, that's basically what we do. We read the IDs from our API, and then we call this into the Unity framework. But we also use the API on our website, so it can be used for basically anything.
Cool. I think we're all going to take a look at the API, and thanks a lot for building in the co.
Thank you.
All right, final two. Just going to toss in here the video for TXNV.
Hello, everybody. My name's James. I'm presenting for TXNV for today's Canto Hackathon. Thanks for tuning in. A little bit about our project here. We've built something that's kind of like a block explorer and kind of like an analytics platform with dashboards here. That's kind of the idea. So we're going to give features of both, but kind of orient things around protocols or systems of contracts, or however you want to think about it. So be kind of a way to give people an entry point into projects, kind of start understanding them, and hopefully become something of like a homepage for data and different projects on Canto. So let's take a look at Canto Dex here. And this is like a high level page. So we'll continue to build out these analytics. Mostly got a lot of the infrastructure stuff set up. So next step is kind of put on more of the analytics hat, I guess, and try to come up with some cool data to share. But anyway, on this first page here, you'll get kind of like a high level. And then for now, we've got this one attribute, the accounts mapped out. So you can see this will be kind of like your guide to understanding the system. We have these contract names here, their addresses, and then we're kind of typing these out. Like different DeFi systems kind of have some of the same elements. So we're gonna lean on that in our configurations, and hopefully be able to stand some different systems up pretty quickly by just adding some configs. So let's take a look at a liquidity pool type here. So I'm pulling in a bunch of recent events from all these different liquidity pools. Just some basic information here. We'll keep messing with that. but at the bottom of this, we have this transaction viewer. So like I said, we're not gonna have like a full block explorer, but kind of try to make it a little bit more approachable. So not like the, some of the more detailed, like maybe stuff that only developers are interested in, but kind of try to make this, I don't know, more like concise, I guess. So yeah, we've got the balance changes here and kind of continue to do mappings, adding different ABIs and stuff like that as time goes on. So yeah, that's the basic overview. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in.
Cool. Thanks for building. We have James here from TXNV.
Hello. Can you hear me? Am I live?
Yeah, you're live. Welcome.
All right. Nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, James, can you search for a particular transaction, or did you have to just kind of like put it up in the URL like you had it there? Is there like a
yeah. So not yet. That's definitely yeah, kind of like I was saying there. I'm not sure what aspects of a block explorer we're going to have, but yeah, you can definitely put it in the address bar right now and search for it. But I think that's definitely something that will end up going in because it's a pretty simple search just for a transaction hash.
Thanks.
Yep,
Was this something you as a user were looking to build, and what are you trying to get out of it from that perspective?
Yeah, I guess I'm just interested in data, so like that's kind of my entry point. So I think for users, like the appeal is like putting a face on the data, right? It's kind of like any kind of system or protocol that has like a nice data interface. I feel like kind of drives engagement and like gets people more interested in the project or whatever. So I feel like that's the appeal, kind of as a builder and a user. Just kind of like organizing stuff and having like a not like the face, but just like a face for data.
I think it's an interesting kind of take on a transaction level analytics platform. I think a key would be, as has been hinted, is searchability and the ability to kind of export this into other stuff. Do you have any plans around that, exporting data?
Not sure what you mean. Like a export for a user, like a CSV type of thing or something like that, or
CSV or kind of any way that I can get this out either as an API or directly as a CSV, because I'm kind of, the example you showed, the first thing that kind of comes to mind is being able to track trades and that kind of stuff, and that might be useful for a trader to be able to go through and aggregate different trading behaviors of different participants.
Yeah. So I think, well, CSV probably wouldn't be too difficult, but yeah, I think one of the, maybe not like the next step, but like more longer term type of thing is like having like a portfolio and just being able to, like we had like a login thing on there that we haven't put it all together yet, but maybe like being able to index individual users things. So that's kind of like snappy and being able to do stuff on that level. I would say that's a couple steps out right now, but definitely something that I think would be really cool because everybody loves like having their personalized stuff up there. But yeah, also can do things at like system level or whatever level, just depending on what direction we want to go.
Just my 2 cents. I think the dashboards for all the data overload in crypto is a very difficult problem. So one of the things that was cool was how simple the list was. And going from portfolio to trading to data, it's just a different use case. I mean, look at all the different evolutions of Nansen, whereas Etherscan kind of stayed the same.
Yeah, I think I hope it's a little bit different from what's out there, kind of like an iteration, gathering different things. Like I came from, like I've written Dune stuff in the past, and this kind of like came out of that. Just like seeing how, most of the stuff that I was writing, I was just like, oh, well, there's a lot of commonalities here that I like don't need to keep writing again. And then also like historical data is a lot easier when you can just like take snapshots and then kind of index those and get everything snap up real fast. But yeah, it's kind of rambling there. Sorry.
I love this one. I think all of our brains are turning, wheels are turning on how we can use this and how we want to grow this one. So that's very cool. Awesome project, James.
Cool. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Cool. We are at the last project here. Last but not least, this is NFTs to me.
Hi, it's Alberto from NFTs to me. We are a platform to create, deploy, and manage your NFT collections 100% free with advanced functionalities and with no coding skills needed to use it. We have different features, advanced features like any payments, different minting types like random or specified minting, on-chain affiliation, token gating, and much more. And some Canto specific features like counter-secure revenue, with 100% of the revenue accrued goes to the owner, native node support, or seamless Canto Dex integration. I leave the slides so that you can see them. But let's go to the action. This is our landing page. We can create the project pressing here or here. And we can create an NFT collection using generative art with different layers. We start creating the different creativities. We also can use drops, which will have multiple artworks for each token, or edition that with one image we have multiple copies of the NFT. We'll say it will be unicorn cats, token symbol, unicats, description. This will be used to generate using the artificial intelligence NFT. And then we can create directly mint the NFTs as well as the collection, or create a collection to create the drop. If we don't like, we can click in here to generate another one. And we can also use this to generate an alternative description using artificial intelligence. In the meanwhile, we'll say it's free minting to create 100 of the NFTs. We have advanced functionalities here. And this is the new description. And we say, okay, we like this. And we have a new project description. And we click in here to deploy it. We click in here to confirm. It will create a collection. And once deployed, we can go to the dashboard, click in here, and we have everything in here. And one of the interesting things is that we can create unicats, and we have our own minting page for free, where we can see and mint the NFTs. In here we can mint the NFTs. Already in mainnet, we have a new dashboard that we've just seen because the community of Canto was asking for it. And if we win the prize, we reinvest on Canto to promote the creation of NFTs on the blockchain. And that's it. Thank you for your time. I hope you like it.
Cool. We have from the team, Alberto. Welcome.
Hi. Hi, good evening from here.
Good evening. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Any feedback from the judges here? What was the AI under the hood? Just Stable Diffusion?
No, we used actually the API from where we used DALI for image generation, and sorry, I got out of my mind the OpenAI because we first create a prompt using the artificial intelligence to get a better prompt for the image generation, and then we get that prompt into DALI with a second call. And for the description generation, we just use OpenAI.
Cool.
It looked like a really easy user experience, which I appreciate. And I think it's some pretty cool integrations.
Yeah, that's what we tried. We've improved our dashboard, and we also, it's not shown on the video, just in the slides, but we've added some Canto specific functionality like CRS, where, for instance, the more actions on the contract, like minting or selling or transferring and so on, you're accruing Cantos, and you can withdraw them from within the dashboard. It's not shown on the video, but it's there. And we also integrated Canto's Dex. You can not only mint NFTs using Cantos, but also ERC20 like nodes. But even if you choose nodes, for instance, you say that the minting price is 2 nodes, you can mint using Cantos, and we use the Dex to do the swap in one transaction, and then buy the NFT, and the user is seamless to the user. So it just says it will be for Cantos or whatever. He gets the NFTs paying in Canto, but the NFT owner, the collection owner, just receives notes in this case.
Cool. Well, appreciate you building in the code. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next for the platform. And thanks for taking the time to join us for your evening.
Thank you. Sorry if the quality is not good because I'm not at home right now, but I think I can hear you fine.
Yeah, we hear you. It's all loud and clear.
Okay,
cool. Nice
great.
to meet you, Alberto.
Where am I?
Oh, I said nice to meet you.
Sorry. Nice to meet you too. Yeah, sorry.
We'll talk soon. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that does it. We've made it to the end of the code. I appreciate you guys taking the time to get through all 19 projects here. What happens next is the judges will be scoring on the back end, maybe digging into the repos and GitHub and code and APIs and checking into the projects until we can announce winners in the coming days. I just wanted to shout out some of the back-end co-organizers, Jillian Castellini, Gucci Prayers, Irashad Pujimek, Thomas Bush, and Nassim. And I want to thank you, all the judges. Thank you so much for taking the time today. We appreciate your wisdom, your intuition, and yeah, even the shit posting. So if you want to hack in the next code, we'll see you apply to hack at the code.build. Thanks, everybody. Take care.